Let's go! Emphasis. I am loving Warwick. Love him. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy McFly, and we back with another video, baby. Let's go. Y'all know what it is, man. I think 2XKO wants me to be like an ambassador for them or something, or they want me to be the person to test all of their stuff and give me inside information. So, with that being said, 2XKO, I told you guys yesterday in the other video that 2XKO was going to be dropping the dev update of Warwick where they break them down and stuff like that. But also, I already got to play them. So, I've already experienced a lot of the things that they're talking about. I just need them to hurry up and give me set. I understand all this other stuff. I understand all these other characters, but y'all giving me so many characters from Zaun. I need set. I don't know if people understand why I need set, but I need them. And that being said, Riot. I'm right here. If y'all need me to go behind the scenes and find out about set so I can shut up but not tell nobody else, I can do that for you. I can hold that information deep inside of my vault and never let anybody know about it until it's time. I just want set, and I just want to be an ambassador for you guys. All right, now that I'm done selling myself, no, they dropped the dev update, and it's amazing. I played Warwick already. He is an amazing character. I'm talking about relentless pressure, OTG capabilities, overheads, chainables. Like, if you wanted to feel like a feral beast when you was playing a character, they figured it out with Warwick. From the look, from the way that he walks when he's in his bloodlusted mode, how he moves, jumps, scratches, flips, all of those things. Like, they definitely did their thing. Warwick is a nice character. So as always, man, you know, please subscribe, turn on that notifications button, like, share, comment. The comments go a long way. And also tell me, I'm always talking about set. You guys tell me what characters you all want to see down in the comments in 2XKO. Let me know what characters you all want to see. And, you know, rock with me. Those comments, that engagement goes a long way. And like I said, it helps me make better content for you guys. So with no further ado, we're going to get into this dev update and see how feral it can really be. I did some of that stuff when I was playing. He got some nasty pressure.
Hey everyone, Peter Rosas, designer on Warwick.
And I'm Steve Bankert, also champ designer on the team.
Rosas,
we
man.
are talking about everyone's favorite Beastie Boy today.
He's here.
Warwick. For those uninitiated, Warwick is a man who was cruelly experimented on, and you know, he became a beast. And we want to make sure that, you know, the players get to feel like that ferocious being a monster character. When you think of Warwick, you know that he's always trying to hunt the prey down, right? So we wanted to make sure that we could, you know, put that feeling into the player's hands. Like, what does it feel like to pursue prey and get them? And then the last thing we wanted to kind of get across to the player or let them perform is like breaking the rules of the game, right? Just uncaging them, like allowing them to feel feral, right? We wanted players to always just be worried about what's going to happen, how is he going to get to you, unpredictable movement, where is he going to come from, the ground, the sky, represent that agility, all those things. We wanted to make sure that they were like present in his kit. So the first attack that we're gonna look at, it's called Claws of the Beast, which is stand S1. What's really cool about this move, besides it being an overhead, is that when it hits the opponent, they go into kind of like a medium knockdown, which you can then use to set up, follow-ups. If you hold S1, he could run for a pretty long time. During that run, he's projectile invulnerable. Right? When he comes out of the run, he's no longer projectile invulnerable, so you have to time it. His next attack is called Rage of the Beast. It has a similar startup to Claws of the Beast, but instead at the end, he ends with a lunging headbutt. If you use Wrath of the Beast, then that gives you advantage, right? Or it lets you blow through their attack.
Right. And then you talked about sort of like Warwick, he's coming at you like really horizontal, but you also added this nice vertical element to his game on the Crouch S1.
So with his Crouch S1 speed, he goes into Primal Leap. So that's like this little flip here. And if you hold down in S1, he goes a lot further. And what's like really cool about this move is when it goes up, it does hit going up. Yeah. And then when you use Primal Leap, he has 3 different follow-ups. The first one being Pursuit, where he does a really quick diving bite. And what's really cool about that is that then that knocks up the opponent and it allows you to follow up. His next follow-up attack in the Primal Leap suite is Tear. And the reason that you want to use Tear is that it ground bounces the opponent and it hits in the front, but as you can see, it kind of like hovers in the air ever so slightly.
So, the cross-up is nasty.
And it crosses up, right? So it's kind of hard to block, which is really interesting. And then on top of that, it's plus on block. So if the opponent blocks it, you could use this as a way to kind of keep up pressure. And then for those pesky opponents who are too defensive, you want to go ahead and use Snare, right? Just because that does a really good amount of damage.
And it's command throw.
That's an insane.
It's a command throw, yes.
Nice.
So you can't
because
block
it attacks from
What's really cool
above.
is if you're using either Rage of the Beast or Claws of the Beast, right? You
lot of
could
times
cancel
people
that
I caught
by
with
pressing
it when
up
I was
and getting
playing,
a Primal Leap cancel out of that,
that
thereby adding
they
another layer
went to block
to
because they
your
just
offensive
knew I was going
Yeah.
to.
One of the things that's really cool about Warwick, you can get the opponent
do
to the
an
corner
attack.
pretty
And I
nicely,
did-
and then once the
I
opponent's
did
in the
it
corner,
right. So
that's
it
typically
is-
like a safer space
it is a
you could be in,
nice
right? You can't really
mix-up.
get crossed up in the corner.
Right.
Once
Especially
again,
from
the
the
idea
air.
is no safe spaces against it. And to that point, we added the Primal Climb where he gets to cling onto the corner. What's really cool about this is that he has access to those same kind of Primal Leap follow-ups, but they're like enhanced. They're much stronger from the corner, right? So when he does Pursuit and it hits, the opponent is launched and they spin out, allowing for cooler combos. When you use the M attack, you'll see it's a little bit different.
Right.
He's doing a new attack called Rend, which can ground bounce an airborne opponent, but against a standing opponent, it leaves them standing with a lot of hit stuns. And then he also has Snare from there as well, just in case the opponent gets a little too defensive.
Right. Too comfy.
Exactly. And then the other awesome thing is, once again, if you press the charged version of Primal Leap, he'll go into Primal Climb automatically.
And that's cool too. Just
I think
seeing
the only
way
thing this game
the way the
might be
offense sort of
missing is
develops
EX
based on the
abilities.
opponent's tendencies. You can condition in certain
That
ways
might be
if
the
you
only
want
thing
to.
they miss.
He really lets you play that sort of like offensive style.
So his air S1 is his attack called Feral Fang, where he kind of drops down on the opponent after jumping forward. It's a series of like slash and bites. And what's really cool about this attack is, it kind of sets up nicely for some of his grounded follow-ups. And his S2 is an attack called Savage Slashes, right? So pressing S2, he does 2 slash. Pressing S2 again, he'll do a 3rd slash. And then pressing S2 one more time, he does a 4th slash, right? And what's really awesome about this is just, it's on the player to kind of input those slashes as they see fit. They get to feel that they're actually tearing into the opponent. His next attack in his S2 suite is his Crouch S2, and it's called Bloodseeker. So this move is, it functions kind of like a really strong anti-air, right? This is the only kind of attack in the game that is pretty much anti-air invulnerable after the start of it, all the way through the attack. So, when you think of like anti-air attacks in our games, we have our launchers, but these are only invulnerable for a few frames, whereas Crouch S2 for Warwick is invulnerable like the whole time. That's by design. That's part of Warwick's catch and release gameplay. You want to use S1 to pursue the opponent and use S2 to viciously maul them, but at the same time, once you do that, you knock them away. And then his aerial S2 is his spinning slicers. So what's really cool about that is that, much like his ground Savage Slashes, he has like this additional slash that you get to input as the player. So you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
It's the only
But as you can
character-
see,
well, maybe I
like
think allowed
when you do it,
has,
you do
like,
knock the
because she
opponent
has
away.
a
So there is a trade-off.
overhead swipe with
His last
tentacles.
attack on his S2 suite is his forward in S2 called Feral Bite. And this is where he kind of like rears back and he picks the
yeah, I
opponent
think- I
and
think
tosses them
Feral
over
Bite
his head, you know?
maybe
What's really cool
might be
about
the
this
only
move is
one
that
with
you
a
can like cancel the recovery of the
official
move.
DP.
This move is essential because, you know, you can do it after his air S1, you can do it after his sweep, you can do it after any like real opportunity where you knock the opponent down. That's an opportunity to use Feral Bite. There's 3 areas of like Warwick's design that we were trying to like really hit. So S1 is all about the pursuit, right? It's all about the hunt. So S2, it's all about the players getting to feel that like power transfer, you know, when you're like tearing up an opponent. And the last one was just uncaging the player, right? Like just allowing them to go fully feral. As Warwick, you know, lands these S2 attacks, which, you know, you can see here, he's building up the bloodlust gauge. And then once it's full, you'll see him go into this bloodlust state. When you go into
Only
bloodlust,
thing I don't like
you know,
about
Warwick
that
just
bloodlust
becomes that much
state
more
is it
intense.
doesn't freeze
His
the game.
dashes speed up.
So if you are in
It's like
mid
across the
combo
board, too, like
right?
speed,
and
power,
you
like,
hit the
he-
meter,
Exactly,
it'll
right?
stop
He gains-
your
he gains 2
combo
new specials.
for him to
He's
burst
able
like
to
that, which
recover
gives
his
the
great health.
person a
Whenever he does
chance
his
to
S2
recover.
attacks,
And
you can
I've
see it
gotten
slowly.
hit
It's a good jump.
like
Yeah,
a
it's
number
slowly
of times
recovering.
because of
As I
that.
mentioned, you know, he has
So
some
it's
new
like,
specials
yeah,
that get
you
added,
really
right?
gotta
So
watch the
he
gauge,
loses
but-
Rage of the Beast,
Yeah.
but instead gains a new move called Wrath
Yeah,
of the Beast,
that's
where he does this crazy, quick
That-
forward
that can-
translated
that can be
slash.
a-
And what's really cool about
that
that
could
is
be
that
a
move is still
drawback.
projectile invulnerable,
time.
and it causes a wall bounce. It does crazy damage, and then if you're close enough, it crosses up at the last
Yeah,
second.
that's the
Right,
nastiest part
yeah,
about
and
this.
that's where it gets, you know, that's where it gets really unpredictable, really scary. And then the other new attack that he gains is an upgraded version of Feral Bite. He gains a new attack called Feral Feast.
Yeah.
So check it out.
That's on the 4S too.
and that's pretty much like the
Forest.
Oh yeah,
only
yeah, the extra long one.
gripe
Yeah,
that I have
right.
with
sweet.
And you know, other
is-
thing that's
is
really cool about that
Warwick
is that, you know, when he
just when he
connects
goes
that,
into
when the
his
opponent has
feral
recoverable
state.
life, he takes it all away. And
That's like the
I
only
straight up
gripe
did
I
not know
got.
about that. For- yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
oh,
that's-
wait, who okayed that? You don't lose the corner carry. So, you know,
That's huge.
The other really cool thing, and this is kind of like what really is at the heart of Bloodlust. You could cancel certain specials into certain specials.
Yeah, it's good.
What that means is that you could cancel his Bloodseeker into a Feral Fang.
Yeah.
You could cancel his Bitch Slashes into a Wrath of the Beast. Another thing that he gains, an aerial version of Primal Leap that he doesn't have normally. So when you're attacking the opponent and they're blocking, you can use this as a way to kind of break their defense.
You're right.
So we just wanted to make sure that, you know, players just had options and they were able to kind of utilize the combos the way they wanted.
As you're doing these cancels, you're like spending, like the gauge it depletes like fairly slowly on its own. But if you want to access the power, you got to spend some of it looks like.
That was our way to ensure that this didn't become like grossly imbalanced. The way that we kind of did that
I don't
was
have a problem
ensuring,
with
you know,
that
his
part.
new moves, they do take up some of that bloodlust gauge. There is a cost to using them because they're so strong. It's also, whenever you cancel, there is also a cost associated with that. He's giving up, you know, some of his bloodlust gauge to break the rules of the game. And that's what's awesome. You know, the player gets to choose the routes to maximize the bloodlust gauge. You want to talk about the supers?
Yeah, let's go for it.
His S1 super, you know, it falls in line with the idea of pursuing,
Yep.
right? It's takes a leap back, and then he flies towards the opponent, uses his agility, slashes them a ton of times,
Yeah.
and then brings them down to the ground. right?
Maximum.
And that's our take on Infinite Duress.
Yes,
For like the
exactly.
2XKO version.
And what's really cool about this super too is that it's one of the few that can be done in the air. It also tracks.
Oh yeah, I can jump and show that. off,
Yeah.
too.
So it's gonna like follow. It's gonna predict where Jinx will be, and
Yeah.
it'll like land it and like hit her. You know, if you use it in double down, it's just like really easy for kind of Warwick to kind of capitalize because he can kind of reach from anywhere. So it makes him a pretty strong partner in that regard.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, so it's S2 super, no escape. What's really cool about that is, you know, he does a bunch of slashes, kind of in line with that feeling of, you know, the S2 slash the savage
Right, right.
slashes, right?
It's like the ultimate form of the S2s.
Exactly. But what's really cool about that too is that, you know, it fills up the bloodlust gauge. So using this at the end of a combo,
Yeah, it
right?
does.
Like it gives you about like 40%. So then if you were doing it after the savage slashes, you know, that's just a really quick way for you to get like 65% of the bloodlust gauge.
Yeah, that's a
and then
pretty good
his
amount of gauge.
ultimate attack, one of the coolest in the
It's
game.
so sick.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
I mean, come on. So his ultimate
the
attack,
output.
called like, Blood Hunt. Shout outs to everyone that made this possible. But like, look at this. Let's take a second to appreciate this, right? Following the trail.
You get the whole fantasy of like going through the streets of Zaun.
Yeah, and what's like also super cool about this attack is that, it can like pick up off the ground. Another really, really cool thing about it is that if you aren't in a bloodlust, it will instantly put you into
Yeah,
it.
it's like it's like a conversion. So
Right.
I'm gonna turn all this meter and I'm
Reminds
going
me
right
of,
into the bloodlust.
raising
dealing a
the
ton of
steam
damage.
on-
Right, and it's expensive, mind you. It's like not
It
that
is, yeah.
you instantly get it. 3 bars to get there, you're cashing out. For those of you who were wondering, like, well, hey man, like if I'm already in bloodlust,
Oh yeah.
like what's the
payoff?
benefit? Like why would I even do it beside the damage? Well, our homage to League, right, is that we let Warwick heal. Like he's like the only character that can do that. When you hit the ultimate, you can see that he actually gains back life.
Yeah, it's a big chunk.
Yeah, it's a big chunk. He becomes like this force that's just kind of unKO'able, unstoppable. So he has 2 assists. His first one is
I did not
an
pay
assist version
attention to
of
the
Rage of the
fact
Beast.
that
That's his forward and
he
assist.
got health
What I think's so
back
good
from
about
doing
that
that
is that
level
it's
3.
like really cool at like knocking the opponent away and just being annoying, right? If you team up Warwick with somebody like Teemo, or you team him up with like Jinx, right? Like
Right, that gives me all this space to just start.
exactly, right? Like if I'm like flying around with Teemo, just kind of being annoying, boom, I knock you away, and then I just start throwing more rocks, right? Like shooting more pebbles at you, right?
I'm
Like-
seeing this scenario in my nightmares.
like, oh no, don't give him ideas. Don't give him ideas. That to me is what's awesome about like using that assist, right? You can plug him in as also like a damage extender. Yeah, you could pick up off of it. It's like the timing is tight, but you could do
Nice.
it, and that allows you to kind of like, let Warwick come in. He could get some blood gauge, that kind of thing. What's also awesome when Warwick is used as an assist is that when he's off of the screen, he doesn't lose bloodlust gauge.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about
yeah.
like always keeping him on point.
Exactly. So, if you like, get a little bit of the bloodlust gauge and then tag him back out, it'll stay at that same amount. And then his back assist, he does an assist version of Bloodseeker.
Okay.
You could use Warwick to pick him back up to
Got it.
extend the combo, And then also, once again, it's also good at creating space, kind of knocking the opponent away.
But yeah, so you have like the one assist that really covers that horizontal space, and then the other one kind of like can command the skies. If you're able to knock him out, right, and he's down and out, what does a super assist look like?
So his super assist is basically no escape. Yep. And in my opinion, this might be like one of the.
It's really good.
It might be one of the strongest super assists.
I remember
No
you-
bias, no bias.
Yeah. So yeah, we've talked a ton about just like his different strengths, sort of like philosophy, how we got there. But what about if you're playing against Warwick and you're like, man, what do I do against this guy? What are like some weaknesses you should keep on the brain?
The thing about Warwick is that he is a bigger champ. It's like he can get hit by buttons that are kind of thrown out because he has like some bigger hurt boxes with his attacks as well. Like he could get punished if your spacing is incorrect. We wanted to make sure that there was counterplay to all of his attacks, right? So if your opponent is like highly aware of Warwick's kit, then you have to kind of surprise them. We wanted to make sure that while Warwick did feel scary, like he doesn't feel there's no counterplay to him. For all of Warwick's strengths and everything, he does need to get up close for him to like really strike fear into the opponent.
So on a team then, it sounds like you really want to pair someone up with Warwick who's going to cover these weaknesses for him. Who do you feel like is like a strong fit for that on the roster right now?
So I think that once again, Jinx, very helpful. Her projectile allows her to kind of cover him and allows him away. And another champion that I was using recently that I think is pretty fun is like Teemo. Any character that could kind of like help Warwick get more bloodlust gauge, I think is also a great fit.
I feel like we've covered a really good like breadth of the kit. You got any like tech or combos you want to show off?
Yes, I'm using a character that you could consider a ComboFiend, right? Yeah. So here's one for the viewers.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go first try.
Actual first take.
Jeez, dude.
That was just like one combo that I showed you with different kind of cancel routes and specials being used. I mean, I'm really excited to see what all of you end up like finding with him and the routes that you guys choose. And it's so awesome to be able to work on Warwick and just like be able to kind of represent that viciousness and virality and all of that, and now give that to the players and see what they end up finding.
You never really know how it's going to turn out until players get their hands on it, but we're all really excited about Warwick, and yeah, we can't wait for y'all to try him.
All right, and that's Warwick in a nutshell. So thanks everyone for tuning in. And don't forget, Warwick is on the hunt in early access. You can play 2xKO for free now on PC.
We'll see you soon.
Nah, man, Warwick is good business, man. Definitely good business. I enjoyed him when I labbed him. Ran a couple matches with him. No, I did not pull off a combo to the extent of ComboFiend there, but no, he does some good damage. I did not know he got health back for doing that ultimate, so that's good to know. I did know that like some of his moves took away the gray recovery bar from the characters that he hit while he was bloodlusted. I did notice that, and I noticed he got health back when he hit people when he's bloodlusted as well too. So it's a few things I didn't know, and I'm happy that I watched this and now I do know. And there's also some things that now you guys who played yesterday and may have played Warwick, now you guys know. Here's a crazy thing. I was playing yesterday, and I was playing Warwick, and I just knew I was going to see a tremendous amount of Teemos and Warwicks. I did not. I literally, I was seeing a lot of people steadfast with their teams of Yasuo and Ari or Jinx and Echo, or Vi and Ari, and like I just saw a lot of people that were literally like okay with the teams that they had, and I kind of like that, because the one thing that I don't like is I am not a fan of mirror matches, and due to the fact that this game has such a little roster, you're going to have mirror matches. I try my best, even if it puts me at a disadvantage. If I know you starting with Darius and I'm starting with Darius, at the beginning of the match, I will switch to Blitzcrank and allow him to be my point, as much as I hate Blitzcrank being my point. But I'll chance it just because I don't want to have a mirror match with you. I know it sounds bad. I know it seems like I'm putting myself at such a disadvantage, but a lot of times it's actually helped me out, and I've won matches and so on and so forth because of making that like last minute change or whatnot. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, I guess. But ultimately, it was refreshing to not see everybody play the newest character. I play Street Fighter 6. I'm a huge Street Fighter 6 fan, and I'm a huge Ed fan. And when they dropped Ed, and I'm a huge Terry fan, but when they dropped Ed and they dropped Terry, I went online to play, and every match when they dropped those characters was that character. Everybody played them. So I think what helps from you having to run into that situation of mirror matches is the fact that it's a tag game and it's a duos game. So you kind of got to put the best team together, whether it's a new character or not. I'm pretty sure everybody labbed them. Everybody went into training and maybe tried to put their best character with this character to see if it matched up. Because I did. I tried to put a furry team together. Pause. With Teemo and Warwick. Then I tried Ari and Warwick, which kind of works. But Warwick and Darius works very well, because when Darius puts a bleed on you, Warwick helps to benefit that with his slash attacks. That bleed on top of that, oh man, it works really well together. They'll kill you quickly if you don't if you're not paying attention. So it just all kind of depends, but I did love that about it. 2SKO is doing great things. I'm loving them right now. If you guys like the video, please share it. Tag 2HKO in it. Tag ComboFiend in it. Tag everybody in it. Let them know that I'm putting this out. I would love to be an ambassador or a person who, you know what I'm saying, stands with them on the uprising of their game. So, and I also would like to be able to contact them and tell them, just let me know when y'all dropping set. Undir would be fun too, but not as fun as set. Definitely all about set. Other than that, remember to subscribe, hit that notification button, like, share, comment. Those comments go a long way. And again, let me know down in the comments who you guys would want to see in 2SKO. I want to hear some of y'all character picks. Y'all know mine is Set, Undir, Pike, Pantheon. Those are characters that I would love to see, but I play those characters in League. But let me know who y'all would like to see down in the comments, man. That'd be kind of cool. Other than that, as always, live young and stay fly, man. I'm gone.